Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining again. Today we are going to be talking about what is happening in the face of the earth that concerns everyone. We are talking about the United Nations Climate Change Conference, UNFCCC, which is happening today, starting today, the 10th of November 2025 at Brazil. Last year we had COP29, which took place at Baku, and this COP was called or termed generally as the finance COP because everything that happens around the COP29 was about finance. And the question is, who are those that participate, that are supposed to participate in the COP that is taking place in Brazil? We have businesses, the fossil fuel companies, and business representatives. We have the government of the global north, which have been the emitters. We have the global south, government of the global south representatives, and we also have social movements. And social movements are those participants that are, they are like independent organizations that help in the fight against climate change. And the we are looking at adaptation, mitigation, loss and damage, and finance. And that was what was really looked at in the last scope. And now that we have scope 30 at hand, what are we going to be looking at? Last year it was arrived COP29, like I earlier said, it was about finance scope, and they were looking at the new collective quantifiable goal on climate finance, whereby the global north had to contribute yearly to the global south for the damage that they have caused over the years in destroying the atmosphere. And this COP is so this COP this year, we want to look at maybe how much has been done as the 300 billion yearly contribution that was agreed to be done to reach 1.3 trillion by 2035. How far has this been done? Have the target of this year been met? Remember that representatives at the COP, everybody is almost fighting for themselves. When businesses are at the COP, they want that policies should be arrived at that will favor businesses. To businesses, they want to continue businesses as usual. And so they want that policies should be agreed at that are favorable to them. The government representative of the global south will also want policies that will favor them, as well as the representatives from the global north. But one thing that happens is that the representatives that come from the global south are never really enough. And sometimes the COP has been blamed because many of the representatives are business representatives. And we know that business will always want to continue to make profit because the goal of business is profit maximization, anyways. And so sometimes the COP has been blamed because uh, businesses are more representative or are more in representation than the people that actually suffer the effects of climate change, which are the representatives from the global south. The COP30 is at hand. It is starting today. What has changed from COP29 to COP30? We'll be looking at how far has the governments of the global south, of the global north, gone with respect to the new collective quantifiable goal on climate finance. How much has been contributed so far in the fight against climate change to the global south? How much has businesses contributed? Are we saying that businesses have not been doing something? Businesses have been doing their best. We have companies that have been fighting climate change in their own ways, maybe through carbon capture, through finance to grants to businesses in the global south. But is this enough? Is this how we are going to reach the target that was set for us to reach? Now, there is a representative at the climate with all these efforts that businesses, the governments are making. There is an independent structure called the social movement. Last year at COP29, there's the most of the social movement representatives, they were going by the slogan, no deal is better than a bad deal. To them, the 1.33 trillion dollars contribution by 2035 was not a good deal, and so it was not supposed to be signed. Social movements are always looking at, are we doing enough? Should we just stop fossil fuel, what should be done. Let us look at what will be happening at COP30 and I'll bring you the updates to the best of my knowledge as I'll be responding to as I'll be looking at what is happening at COP30. In that note, let us stay tuned to see how far this climate change has gone. Thank you.